Hello everybody. India is one of the largest and fastest growing startup ecosystem in today's world with more than 61,000 recognized startups, and most of the startups have crazy valuations. However, the ultimate goal of profitability is nowhere to be seen in these startups. But what if I tell you that there is one very specific niche in which a startup is guaranteed to become a money generating machine? And yes, that is none other than the fantasy gaming industry. In today's video, we will see how does this industry operates, how does it make money, what are the strategies leveraged by the company to acquire and retain its customers, and why has the government imposed 28% GST on these companies, and what will be its versatile impact on other industries as well. India's fantasy gaming industry is one of the largest industry for India with a worth of 34,600 crores in the year 2021 and projected worth of about 1,65,000 crores in the financial year 2025 with annual growth rate of about 38%. According to an article by Economic Times, this industry alone has generated about 2,800 crores during the season of IPL 2023, engaging more than 61 million people. To understand how this industry earns money, we must first understand how do the fantasy applications like Dream 11 earn money. Dream 11 is the first fantasy app which was introduced in India back in the year 2012. And the way this app earns money is by basically organizing performance-based tournaments or events which surround the real-world tournaments or events like the World Cup or IPL. These companies organize tournaments wherein the users set up a pool amount, let's say 100 rupees. Like this, 1 lakh users pool in money, out of which 20% of the money is kept as commission of the platform and rest of the money is distributed as prize money. This 20% is their main source of income, which might be less on a unit scale, but the profits of this company shoot up because of the volume in which participation happens, such that these companies are able to sponsor the Indian national team as well as sign off youth stars like Mahendra Singh Dhoni as their brand ambassador. As of year 2021, Dream 11's total profit stood at Rs 327.59 crores, which is a dream for several startup unicorns in India to achieve. Dream 11's strategy to acquire and retain its customer can be classified into three main factors. First one, low barrier to entry. Since there is a huge number of people who take part in the tournaments hosted by the app, the complete prize pool of the tournament shoots up drastically, and thereby a person can earn a huge amount of money for a relatively small amount of investment. The second factor is the high exit barrier. These apps are designed in such a way that it is difficult to withdraw money from the app unless and until it meets a minimum requirement like Rs 200. It is very often that the people are forced to play the game so as to withdraw their existing investment from the app. The third factor is its addictiveness. These applications consume a quite good amount of time of an individual, and when a person does not earn profit for the time they have invested, they become so indulged in the app that they continue to play the game unless and until they book a profit, regardless of the time and money they reinvest in the app. And this third point is the very specific reason why the government has imposed a 28% GST on the gaming industry. According to government, the decision was taken as an effort to regulate the industry and ensure fairness and transparency. The government believes that this tax will create a level playing field between online gaming companies and their traditional counterparts. Also, the Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, added the angle of youth being addicted to the fantasy games. Several refer the industry to be synonymous to gambling. However, in a hearing by the Supreme Court, it clearly stated that the game is pure skill-based and not luck-based. And now, we have two sets of people. First, who favor the decision by arguing that it is necessary so as to prevent the spoiling of the youth, And second, the companies who would counter-argue by stating that this would kill their industry. One of the significant counter-arguments raised by the companies is that this industry has been present since 10 years. So, why not tax this industry then? And why impose the taxation now? Ashneer Grover, who runs a fantasy app ClickPay as his latest venture, says that the complete dynamics of the industry changes. After imposing the new tax regime, out of 100 rupees, 28% of the pool would be directly deducted, thereby bringing the pool down to rupees 72. And imposing a 28% tax would cut through the margin of the industry, which was already running on a margin of 20%, thereby forcing down the margins of the industry. Apart from direct impacts, there are several indirect impacts too. The fantasy gaming companies are the main sponsors for BCCI. If the revenue of these companies drop, it would indirectly affect the revenue of BCCI and thereby the sponsorship. There are a lot of foreign investors like Tencent and Tiger Global who have invested in these companies looking at the potential of the industry. Such sudden decision by government might lead to a feeling of uncertainty among these investors and thereby hampering the growth of the startup culture in India. The government over here should consider the likes and dislikes of the startups and investors too. What I personally feel is that these companies might have to pivot their economics and work on a lower margin market or generate alternate revenue streams. I personally feel that the government and companies should work together so as to preserve their own motives and reduce the involvement of youth by spreading awareness, since most of the people who invest in these apps don't know where they are putting their money. What do you feel about the situation? Please let me know in the comments. And please subscribe to the channel for more such videos. I will see you in the next video.